Hi guys, and welcome to the power of products example. So when we have a product, so that's two things multiplied by each other inside of parentheses, and then that's raised to a power, basically what we do is we distribute that power. We can kind of think of it as distributing. So we would just go the first thing to the power times the second thing to the power. So a to the m times b to the m. So let's come here and let's look at an example that's just numbers, okay? So we would have 18 times 22 raised to the fifth. Don't bother multiplying that 18 and that 22 out. You're just going to write your answer as 18 to the fifth times 22 to the fifth. And that's it. Just a little dot there, multiplication dot. And that's all. You don't have to do anything else with these examples. You just write it out exactly like this, and that would be your final answer. Okay, so now let's look at one that has both variables and numbers in it. So here, number 2, we have our product is 3y. This one's a little harder to recognize as a product. Right over here, you have the multiplication sign. Very clearly, there are two things being multiplied. We have to remember over here that when you have a number and a variable right next to each other, that's also talking about multiplication. Okay, so this really is a product 3 times y. So when we simplify it, we are going to end up with, when we distribute, 3 to the 4th times y to the 4th. Okay, pretty much we do it exactly the same way. Now be careful, because remember, there's kind of a mistake that people make a lot. People think that if they see this, that it's the same thing. It's not the same thing at all, okay? The 3 here does not have that exponent with it, okay? So it's only, this 4 only goes with the y here, and the only time the 4 would also go with the 3 is when it's in parentheses exactly like this. Okay, and so now let's look at an example where we're kind of going to combine both the power of products and the power of powers, okay? So if we were to actually do this out, show these steps, we would have 2 to the 7th. All right, let me get purple here. 2 to the 7th. And then we would have x to the 3rd to the 7th, right? So we would just, we're just multiplying it, so we'd have x to the 3rd to the 7th, okay? And so now we just have to simplify each one of those things individually. 2 to the 7th is just 2 to the 7th. And then when we have a power raised to another power, we multiply. So our final answer would be 2 to the 7th, x to the 21st. And that's it.